in Gollum's book club is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Every who in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but not the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were on too tight. But I think that most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in the town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled and he sneered. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers, nervously drumming, I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew. What did he know? I'm riveted. Let's turn the next page. All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then the noise, the noise, the noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise, noise, noise. And then the young Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast and feast and feast and feast and feast. Feast. They would feast on her pudding and rare her roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, tall and small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, they'd sing, they'd sing and sing and sing. And the more the Grinch thought about all this Who Christmas singing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for the 53 years I've put up with it now, I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. Then he loaded some bags, some old empty sacks, on a ramshackle sleigh, and hitched up on Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up, and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in that town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first house on the square, this is stop number 1, the old Grinch claws hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. I wonder what he's gonna do. Then he slid down the chimney at a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flute, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. The stocking seat grimace, all first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile must blossom around the whole room. He took every present. Pop guns and bicycle roller skate drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorns and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. The Grinch very nimbly stuffed all of the bags, one by one, up the chimbley. Chimbley? What is a chimbley? Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the herd's feast. He took the herd birthing. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash, while the Grinch even took the last can of hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and saw a small who, little Cindy Lou, who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who got out of her bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree ride?" But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, he thought up a trick. "Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it to my home workshop. My dear, I fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here." And his fib furred the child. Then he patted his head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. The last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who mouses. It was dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with the presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh, pooh to the Who's, pooh, pooh to the Who's. Here's Grinches humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up and know just what to do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or 2. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, "Boo-hoo!" "That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused And the Grinch put his hand to his ears, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad, why the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Orville, the Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Everywhere down in Orville, the tall and the small was seen without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming, it came! Somehow or another, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes of bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they said that the Grinch's small house grew 3 sizes a day. And the minute his heart didn't feel so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food and the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the beast.
Join Tomahawk Tuckahoe next time when he reads books like
The Very Hungry Caterpillar,
and other books like
Where the Wild Things Are.